All right, welcome. Today we're going to tackle something really interesting, carbon trading right here in Nepal. We'll get into how it all works, what the real potential is, and, this is the important part, how you might actually be able to get involved. So, let's just dive right in. Okay, let's kick things off with the one big question that really cuts to the chase, right? Can you actually make money just by protecting a forest? I mean, is that a real thing? And the answer is yes, a clear, simple yes. You absolutely can. And this whole process, it's called carbon trading. So, what exactly is carbon trading? Well, think of it like this. At its core, it's basically a system that pays you for pulling carbon dioxide out of the air. When you plant trees or you protect a forest, you're essentially trapping that carbon. And that captured carbon, it has real monetary value, turning your hard work and conservation into an actual income. Now, I know this might sound a little complicated, but there's actually a pretty straightforward way to get your foot in the door. So let's start with the simplest, most effective entry point for anyone who's new to all this. Now, here's the crucial part. You do not have to figure this out all by yourself. The easiest way in, especially if you're just starting out, is to find and join your local community forest user group. You'll see it called a CFUG. Once you're a member, you can plug into these huge established programs like Red Plus. We'll talk more about that in a sec. The main idea here is to use the power of the group. So joining a group is kind of like the shortcut. But what does the entire process actually look like if you break it all down? Let's walk through it, step by step. Okay, so there are basically 6 main steps to this whole thing. Step 1, you've got to identify your resource. Is it a community forest, some agricultural land, maybe even a renewable energy project? Second, you get to work planting trees, protecting the forest that's already there. Third, and this is a key administrative step, you register with a verified carbon project. From there, step 4, the experts come in, measure how much carbon your project has captured, and then they issue you what are called carbon credits. Step 5, you sell those credits on the market. And finally, the best part, step 6, you get paid. Now, when I say sell credits, what are we actually talking about in terms of money? Well, the market price for one carbon credit, which represents 1 ton of captured CO2, usually goes for anywhere between $5 and $20. And it's companies all over the world that buy these credits to offset their own carbon emissions. Okay, let's put some real numbers to this to make it super clear. Let's say you're protecting just 1 hectare of forest. That 1 hectare can capture somewhere around 5 to 10 tons of CO2 every single year. So if the price is, let's say, $10 a ton, that 1 hectare could bring in an extra $50 to $100 a year. Now just imagine scaling that up across an entire community forest. The numbers start to get pretty interesting, right? And look, this isn't just theory, it's actually happening right now. So let's take a look at some of the real active projects on the ground in Nepal that people can get involved with today. First up, we've got the biggest player in the country, Red Plus Nepal. This is a massive initiative, and it's got some serious international backing. So the Red Plus project is mostly active down in the Terry Arc landscape. Its main job is to reduce emissions by stopping deforestation and really pushing forest conservation. For an individual, the best way to get a piece of the action is to join a community forest user group that's already part of the program. But hey, it's not just happening in the Terai. Let's shift gears and look at another key project, the Himalayan Community Carbon Project, or HCCP. This one, as the name suggests, operates in the community forests of the Himalayan region. And what's really cool here is the variety of what they do. It's not just about protecting forests and planting trees. They also distribute improved cooking stoves to help reduce how much firewood people need. To get involved here, your best bet is to connect with local NGOs, like Rupantaran Nepal, who are helping to run the whole thing. So the potential is obviously there, and there are real projects making it happen. But before we finish up, it's super important to set some realistic expectations and really understand how this all works in practice. Let's cover a few key things you absolutely need to remember. Okay, if there's one thing you take away from this, let it be this. Trying to sell carbon credits all by yourself as an individual, it's really, really hard. The system is super complex, the verification process is no joke, and that's exactly why working through these established groups is just so vital for actually succeeding. You also have to get the reality of the timeline. This is a long-term game, okay? It can often take anywhere from 3 to 10 years to really see the financial returns. Transparency and how the money is handled is absolutely critical. And like we've been saying, almost all of the successful projects in Nepal are run through established NGOs or government programs. So to wrap it all up, what's the key takeaway? For pretty much anyone in Nepal looking to get into this, the two most practical and proven paths right now are, 1, through community forestry, especially by linking up with the Red Plus program, and 2, by participating in renewable energy projects like biogas or solar. And all of this brings us to our final question, which is really more of a call to action for you. You've got the basics now. You can see the potential here. So the real question becomes, how can your community get started with this? What's that very first conversation that needs to happen?